FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
In 2001, we were doing research, making a film for HBO and Channel 4, and we discovered slavery in cocoa production in West Africa. We were very shocked. We didn't know about this. I have to say, I don't think the chocolate industry knew about this. A lot of people were very surprised by what we came back with. But we approached this in a new way. We reached out to politicians like Senator Harkin and Congressman Ingle. We reached out to our other progressive organizations, trade unions, consumers associations, child labor organizations, and we also reached out to the chocolate companies. And we said, let's, instead of building a boycott of chocolate and cocoa, which will actually hurt the majority of farmers in the countries of West Africa who don't use slaves, because about 90 to 96% of the farmers don't have slaves. We don't want to hurt them, just to hurt the 2% to 5% that do have slaves. How can we work together to make sure we solve this problem? And the answer was what's called the Cocoa Protocol. It's the first time in history that an entire industry has decided to take complete moral responsibility and financial for their product chain. And I have to say, it's actually something our organization worked on in the 1840s with American cotton. It was something our organization worked on at the end of the 19th century with Congolese rubber. But we've never achieved it until the present moment. And we're just hitting the point where I feel like I can say, cautiously, it's a success. Why? Because by fighting slavery and not each other, and I appreciate that we had a lot of critics in the world of human rights who said, if you work with the corporations, you're working with the devil, it's going to be a problem, you can't trust them. But we said, there's a moral watershed along the supply chain. But that moral watershed is not the one that separates me as a consumer from everyone else. That's, sadly, the way a lot of us feel about it. If I have a product and I've bought it, then somehow I'm morally pure and I can stand outside the Gap with a placard and complain about something they've done. But the fact is, there is a moral watershed, but it's not that one. The moral watershed is the one that separates the slaveholder from all the rest of us. We're not guilty of slavery. The corporations aren't guilty of slavery. The slaveholder is guilty of slavery. But all the rest of us are responsible. We're not guilty, but we're responsible. And everyone along that chain has to take up their responsibility and act. Now, in this way, the proof's in the pudding, but the pudding has been $50 million over the last 7 years taken out of chocolate company profits and directed to West Africa into anti-slavery work and anti-child labor work. Those are kids who are in schools that we've helped to build to help keep them out of that work and so forth. Oh, thanks, guys.